how's it going? My name is Ruby Price and welcome to a week ago. So, coming to you 4 coffees later and a bit more awake than, when that started. Today's another day of relentlessly checking emails to see if I have a response from the interview last week. And I also have my driving lesson in about 45 minutes, so yeah, gonna be doing some bay parking, and then I'll have finished all of what LDC describes as manoeuvres. I have a video idea this week. It just depends if I feel up to it when I get back from my driving lesson as to whether I film it today or if I film it tomorrow, because I certainly have time tomorrow and Wednesday at this point too. And I've just had an update about a vinyl that I ordered about 2 months ago now, which was a pre-order granted, but it hasn't been shipped yet, and I know that some people have received theirs. So I got in touch with the dispatch people and they're like, yeah, it's not been dispatched because the stock hasn't arrived. And I was like, this is a limited edition thing. You shouldn't be getting more stock. It's frustrating, but it's understandable. A bit like not getting a response yet about the interview from last week. Oh yeah, and it's July now, so that means that this needs to go. No more Yaz. Instead, please don't fall down, please don't fall down, please don't fall down, please don't fall down. Oh yeah. I like that. You know what I didn't realise? That's not actually part of the calendar. That's just a poster. That's July. I do like that too. Lucky Northern Irish. That's a good day though. That's a very good day. One driving lesson later. Yeah, we're gonna do some more on bay parking next week. Just because, I did well and I could do it, but we just want to work on it a bit more because I could be doing it better, and there are other ways for me to be able to do it as well. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make myself presentable and do a video, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna stop doing fingers crossed. I think that's what let me down, because in case it wasn't clear enough, didn't get it. I'm actually really disappointed. There's only one thing I know that cheers me up, like the way that I need cheering up right now. Yeah. Camera settings okay? I think so. They sort of seem okay, to me at least. How's the fringe? How's the lighting? How's everything else? Right, I guess I've got a video to film. I just filmed a video. Yeah, you already know that, because the plan is to get that uploaded and out this week. And if you didn't already know that, then I messed up. So, the video has exported. It's gonna get uploaded overnight because I'm not using my mobile data to upload it. No way. That mobile data's gotta last another 15 days. Granted, I'm not really sure what I'm doing across those 15 days in order to be preserving it, but you never know. Tomorrow, I'm off to go see Spider-Man. That's gonna be fun. Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? Hopefully, there's a poster, because I got a poster for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I really like it. It's one of my favourite posters that I've got from, Odeon. So, yeah, hopefully there's one. And if there is, hopefully I get it. And it can join another Spider-Man poster, which is over there somewhere. It's been over there since I actually got it. I got it at the time when I lived in my student house, but I was coming here after because I had surgery the week after. It's just stayed here. Even when I went back to my student house, the poster stayed here.
and Whole Again by Atomic...
2002.
Was it the year 2000?
Oh, you're 1 year out! It was 2001. Sorry, bad luck. Oh dear. You're controlling yourself very well. Bonus question, firsts and lasts. I'm going to play you the last top 20 hit, achieved by Dublin-born twins.
It's like being back on holiday, this. What do you mean? Starting vlogs with sunglasses and a walk.
You want to put it that way and say, journey into the unknown.
So sociable. So sociable. So today I'm off to go and see Spider-Man later. Seeing it with Abby and her sister. Yeah. Hopefully my nose stops running by then, because I don't want to be sat in the cinema again for 2 hours. It's not fun. No. Tuttle? Nah, I never heard of her.
Hello.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Very good. Very good. I enjoyed that. That was a good film. Yeah. So, well, I have nearly an hour to go until my bus. So, Parish. Yeah. And I am home from a very, very, very good Spider-Man movie. I will, you know, assemble my thoughts and give them to you at some point, probably in this vlog. Don't worry, there will be a warning beforehand, so, you know, if you're trying to avoid anything about it, you will be safe. But, yeah, just know that I'm very, very satisfied with the movie that I've just watched. Right now, I'm hungry. They've added the new suits into the Spider-Man game. So, I've turned it on to get it, and bloody updates. But it's going really quickly, so that's a good sign. I might still get to play it tonight. Yeah, hurry up. Today we're off into Homeforth. Yeah, so let's go. Might, you know, get some charity shop emo music again. I can't believe how much emo I found in that one charity shop. Cheers. Cheers with us. If there was a monarchy system for getting the best purchases out of charity shops, I've surely got to be, you know, at least second in line to the throne. I went into Oxfam, the one where I've got, you know, so many good things from. I got a Blackout CD, I got Life on the Murder Scene, I got McFly. Today I went in and I got The Killer's Hot Fuss, I got Fratelli's Costello Music, I got Santana's She's Not There single, and the creme de la creme, the piece de resistance, the, what the French call a certain I don't know what, Elton John. This isn't a modern repressing. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's on the flimsy vinyl that, you know, you don't get with the modern prints. You know, they're traditionally heavyweight. This one isn't. Yeah, I'm happy with today's purchases. And all of that cost me £11. I can't believe how pleasant the weather has been today. Yeah, apparently I've caught the sun. Yeah, now is time for food, and then I'm working tomorrow. Who's ready for a Thursday? Because apparently I wasn't. I've been awake since 8:30, and, you know, I'm very much borderline on time for work today. Yeah, I've had to do so much planning for promotion in terms of the new video, because last night Instagram and Facebook went completely down, and my Wi-Fi went down, and then we had a power cut, so I had no way of promoting today's new video, so I've had to do it all this morning. now that all of those are back online. Yeah, it's been... it's a nightmare, really. Yeah. I'm also a little bit red from yesterday's sun. Anyway, gotta go to work. Hey, so, I forgot to mention, my new video's out. Go watch it, please. It's been out a couple of days now. But, you know, if you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Yeah. So, today I've got 2 shifts at work. Yeah, sorry about that. But in between the shifts, if I have time, that's when I'll talk about Spider-Man. Because, you know, I have thoughts and I don't want them to be forgotten. So, in light of things that happened this week, you're probably wondering what's going on with the job front. Well, I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of freelance broadcast journalism jobs that were advertised. For the most part, the biggest thing I actually heard back from one of them was oh, thanks for sending this in, I can't wait to hear your demo. I was like, well, it's a reply, it shows that they got my email. But, you know, that's what that looks like. And really, it's just sort of reaching that point now where it looks bad on paper. Because, you know, there's another generation of graduates coming through now, and, you know, they were the ones that have the latest media training. They're the ones that, you know, have got the more recent experiences, and the way that my degree works changed, and they now have placements. So, you know, they've got more experience, and, you know, that's just going to make, if I go up against someone, that's just going to make them more attractive to the employer than me. You know, since everything that I've done so far, I've lacked professional experience, which sucks. And, you know, as an actual focus point, there's only one thing I've ever wanted to do as a career since, you know, realising that I wasn't smart enough to be a paleontologist, and that's radio. So, I don't want to give up on that, but it's looking like that might be giving up on me, just because of circumstance. I'm back from work. So, let's talk about Spider-Man Far From Home whilst playing Spider-Man. If you're wanting to avoid any discussion on the movie at all, then I suggest you skip to the time ahead that's currently on the screen. And then you'll avoid everything. I'm not really going to go into spoilers, but I will probably talk on some plot points in the movie, just because, you know, that's sort of how you talk about movies. Let's start by, you know, just saying a quick line about Homecoming. I liked Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought it was a good way of expanding on the Spider-Man that we'd been shown a flash of in Captain America Civil War, and then, you know, just developing that and, you know, fleshing him out so that we would have a taste of, you know, what a Spider-Man movie in the MCU will be like. And then obviously we had Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, which followed Homecoming, and events happened in that. I'm obviously gonna have to talk about this movie as though you've seen Endgame, because Avengers Endgame is the second most successful movie at the box office in history. If you haven't seen it yet, you're not planning on watching it. Iron Man dies at the end of Avengers Endgame. And in Far From Home, we are looking at a potential replacement for Tony Stark. Is Spider-Man that candidate? We find out during the movie. Let's start off with the negative things. If I finish with the positive things, that will leave this review, whatever it is, with a positive taste. So, the negative things. The pacing. It's a bit awkward and clunky at the start. Maybe the first quarter of the movie's a bit awkward and clunky. It's slow, and there's just a few awkward scenes that you could have probably done without, but they were there to set up the sort of tone of the movie. It's only really the first part of the movie that has any major faults. Everything else is minor. Being as light on detail as I can be here, the villain for this movie is not... I wouldn't say he's as strong as the villain in Homecoming. Homecoming obviously had Michael Keaton, the Vulture, and the reveal that he was the villain and had that personal connection to Peter Parker was one of the best cinematic moments that I've seen in a Spider-Man movie. Obviously it has nothing on the train sequence in Spider-Man 2, but the whole scene where he's just sat in that car figuring out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and the traffic light colour that's reflected in Michael Keaton's face changing colour as he realises that he's Spider-Man. Oh, that was an amazing scene. And the reveal for the villain in Far From Home, it's not that cinematic. I don't know a lot about the character who is the villain in Far From Home, other than what I've now seen in Far From Home. But I knew that said character was on that particular side. So about a third of the way through the movie, when this character is revealed to be a villain, it wasn't that surprising. You know, it wasn't the shock of Peter turning up at his prom date's house and the villain opens the door. No, it was just sort of like, oh, okay, so that's how they're doing it then. Okay, fair enough. That's probably my biggest gripe, and it's not even for something that they did wrong. It's just something that, you know, I couldn't not know that that was the case beforehand. I just think that the way that it happened was all a bit quick. On to the positives though. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is amazing casting. Yet again, he is... I could watch him playing Spider-Man forever. If the MCU collapses, which I don't think it will, but if the MCU was ever to collapse and they needed to make more Spider-Man movies, Tom Holland has to be first choice for that, because bloody hell, that was some good casting choice. He's amazing in this role and it just works so well. I also really like all the characters in this movie. They're all really well created. MJ has a lot more of a role in this movie than what she did in the previous one. Ned's back. They explain what really happened with the whole snap thing, or as they refer to it in this movie, the blip, because, well, I guess none of them knew that it was a snap that actually caused it to disappear out of existence. And it explains, you know, how they came back. They came back in the exact same spot that they disappeared from. And Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is so great, honestly. I didn't really know what to expect from that. I've only seen Jake Gyllenhaal in one movie, and that was The Day After Tomorrow. You can really tell that Jake is given everything to be Mysterio. He's so charismatic. There's an exposition dump scene from him, and you don't even care because it's Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's, you know, if I was in that situation, I'd be dumping the exposition the same way that he does. It's a very good scene. And the theme that's going on with this whole movie of, you know, fake news and stuff like that, it's just so well done. And at this period of time in humanity, it's a really good theme to be tackling. The comedy in this film is played off really well. It's not just the subverting expectations humour that Marvel has been sort of relying on recently. It's genuinely funny, and I think a lot of the quips land. There's a few of them which are a bit unnecessary, which is what I was saying with some of the scenes being a bit awkward and clunky. There's a scene with a teacher trying to take a selfie with a DSLR camera that falls into the canals of Venice, and you know, it's not necessary. If I was sat in a post-production meeting thinking, what can we not take out of this film, I wouldn't be saying the teacher taking a selfie with a DSLR. But it is funny, and you know, it doesn't slow the film down, it just keeps it going. Yeah, but it's not just a comedy, it's also a high school superhero movie like Homecoming was, and it works. It's a really good setting to be exploring Spider-Man in. Yeah, this is a Marvel movie, so it's obviously got great showpieces. Some of the visuals in this movie are fantastic. There's one really intense scene, and I was just sort of sat there white knuckling my chair for that scene because of how really amazingly well done it was. And like all MCU movies, yes, there was end credit scenes. There was a mid-credit scene that changed the game and brought back a character that I never thought I would see in the MCU played by a particular actor. I'm really interested to see where they're going to go with the next Spider-Man movie. I know it will probably still have the high school thing, but the foundation that they laid with Homecoming and then, you know, the first story, to use this building analogy that I've just came up with in my head, the first story of the building with Far From Home, the second story of this building is very much well made. That analogy fell apart at the end. But hopefully not like Spider-Man, because Spider-Man needs a good third movie. So those were my thoughts on Spider-Man Far From Home. If you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts were in the comments below, and try and keep them spoiler free in case someone is in the comment section who hasn't seen it. No more spoilers. And after all that, back to work. Well, I'm glad that was over. Got a shift in the morning though. But before I do all that, I'm doing a bit of research about a potential future option for me, because I've been having a think about my future. It's a scary thought, but you know, right, let's put some comfier clothes on than my work clothes, because these aren't pleasant. So I was not ready for work this morning. Way too tired. I couldn't get to sleep last night for the life of me. I had the crowd vocals that build up from Somebody to Love stuck in my head for about an hour. And you know, I like Somebody to Love, but not for the 563rd time at 2:10 in the morning. I finish work about 2.5 hours ago. I'm too tired to do anything. So I've got the house to myself tonight, because everyone's gone out and leaving me on my own. Don't really have anything to do. In fact, I don't really have anything else on the agenda for this whole weekend, which is always great planning, yeah. Got some Skittles, got some cherry Pepsi Max. Just gonna see where this night finishes, if I ever find the energy to get back out of bed. So I've ordered food, because my mum gave me some money for it. But until it comes, I'm going to start editing a week ago. But when it does come, I'm gonna watch the Daniel Sloss Netflix specials. One of them, maybe both.
So you enjoy.
Yes. Bye. Pizza time. Daniel Sloss comedy special on Netflix, #1, watched and enjoyed and laughed at. Oh man, I think that has probably changed my approach to a lot of topics. The way that people handle them, particularly with reacting to said topics. I would very much recommend you watch Daniel Sloss Dark. It's on Netflix. For example, I make trans jokes. I make them all the time. And when I make them, I want people to laugh at them. If I'm around someone and they make a joke about being trans, I know it's comedy, they know it's comedy. They're not saying it to be offensive, they're saying it to make people laugh. It happens all the fucking time around me. I like that. I like that people feel comfortable enough around me to make jokes about it. I make jokes about it. They make jokes about it. I encourage people to make jokes about it. So, I thoroughly recommend Daniel Sloss Dark. On to show 2. Can't remember what this one's called. Don't even try and pretend you've never had a shower whilst being on a night in at 25 to 11. Don't judge me. Well, I think it's safe to say that I've caught up on any lost sleep this week. I think it's also safe to say that getting to sleep tonight's going to be a nightmare. So all that I actually did last night, in terms of editing a week ago, was import the footage, because, well, my food turned up and then, you know, was watching Daniel Sloss. That's left me with a lot of work to do today. Now's a good time to start. So, you know, to just sort of carry on the theme of this week, apparently, I'm gonna call it a week there, because not much else is gonna happen tonight. No, I know that for a fact. Bit of a strange one. And after this one, there are only 10 more to go in a week ago. So, yeah, that's something. Need to think of what to actually follow this up with, yeah. But you know, if you did enjoy this video, please do all that generic YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, etc, etc. Share it on social media, all that jazz. Yeah. As always, I've been Ruby Price, and I shall see you a week ago. Adios.